What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Night Owl channel. In this video, I'll be going over a 3-star attack strategy for all you Town 11. It's going to be the Queen Charge Hybrid attack strategy, probably the most powerful attack strategy at Town 11 right now. Hybrid has changed the game, and it's changed the game at all levels: Town Hall 10, Town Hall 11, Town Hall 12, and Town Hall 13. We're going to go over it at the Town Hall 11 level. Hopefully it helps you guys. Before we jump into the replays, let's go ahead and take a look at the army composition used for this strategy. You can see it here. We have 2 archers, 5 wall breakers, 3 loons, 2 wizards, 5 healers, a baby dragon, 13 miners, a minion, and 13 hogs. For the spells, we got 2 heals, 2 rages, 2 freezes, and a poison. And then in your CC, you're usually going to want hog riders, rage, and a siege barracks. Now, this is the base composition for the Queen Charge Hybrid. This is what I normally try to use when I'm using the Queen Charge Hybrid attack strategy. There are times when you can use a blimp bomb, but all the replays that I'm going to go over are going to have the siege barracks in them. I can make another video with just blimp bomb attacks, but usually you're going to want to find a way to Queen Charge into the base, take out the CC, and then form the path for the hybrid in order to pick up the 3-star that you want. Let's go ahead and jump to a free replays for Queen Charge Hybrid. Alright, first replay we got here, you can see the composition on the bottom is a little different. We got a little bit more miners, got a little less hogs, and we have a jump spell instead of the freezes. Like I said, the beginning composition, that's the base composition. You can change it how you like. If you can't wall break into an area, maybe you can jump into one and still get that 3-star that you want against the base here. But the composition is relatively the same. Change it how you like it and make it work for you. Let's go ahead and play it here. And so like I said, you really want to focus on taking down the enemy CC. That is the biggest objective with the Queen Charge. If you can get the Queen, if you get a an Inferno Tower, a couple Expos, or the Eagle Artillery on the way to the CC, that's always a huge bonus. But the main focus with the Queen Charge is to take down the enemy CC because they are the biggest threat to the Queen Charge, or at least to the hybrid portion, to the hogs and to the miners. If a dragon comes out there, or ice golems and stuff like that, you really don't want to fight that with your hogs and miners. You kind of want to take that out with your queen. So we have the jump place down there so the queen can get into the middle of the base there pretty easily. Take out the CC and get the objective that we need. We have the king on the left side and a baby dragon on the right side. Make sure to funnel your queen where you want her to go. It's very important that beginning funneling with the Queen Charge in order to get her to where she needs to be, or else you might have a hard time with the attack. If you have a blimp bomb with this strategy, it's probably a lot easier to get the CC. You can just blimp an area, and then if you have Valkyries or a Yeti inside the blimp, it'll pull out the CC pretty easily. And in a different video, I'll go over the blimp bomb, but I usually try to Queen Charge and use the siege barracks. You can see it on the right side there at the 3 o'clock corner. The siege barracks is so helpful because you get that P.E.K.K.A coming out, you get the wizards. It's absolutely crucial to help with the hybrid attack strategy because you have that extra P.E.K.K.A, you have all those wizards coming out, and then of course you have the hogs and the siege barracks coming out in order to replenish and help the hogs and the miners charging through. You can see the path has now been set. The siege barracks is going to clear the right side of the base, so that 3 o'clock corner down to the 6 o'clock corner is being cleared out by the wizards and the P.E.K.K.As. So when I drop my miners and my hogs, they're going to stay in the middle of the base, and they're going to make their way through the core, taking down the Inferno Tower, taking down Expos, and the Eagle Artillery. So that's what you want to focus on. You want to find a way to chop down an area and then use your siege barracks or your king in order to clear out the outside buildings in order for your hogs and miners to stay in the middle of the base. You really want your hogs and miners to stay together as long as possible, especially when you're using spells. You want the heal spell to encompass both the miners and the hogs. You want the rage spells that you don't use for the Queen Charge to also use on the hogs and the miners and stuff like that. Queen Charge Hybrid is a extremely powerful strategy. Again, if you can just keep your miners and your hogs in the middle of the base, taking out the core, taking out the main defenses, and making sure you're taking out that CC before you deploy your hogs and miners, you'll be getting that 3-star pretty much every single time. Make sure you practice it. All right, I would say the hardest part of this strategy is the Queen Charge part, because sometimes the queen needs to go in a specific direction, or she needs to go into a specific area, and if you don't Queen Charge her properly, you will end up not getting the CC, or you might end up failing because you're not getting the value that you need from her. Let's go ahead and jump to the next replay. All right, next base we got here, and you can see that we have the Town Hall on the outside. Clan Castle is pretty easily reachable. This is an old replay, so I can't zoom in or anything, and I can't click the Clan Castle to show you guys the range, but you can see that there's a mortar on the left side of the base, and if I can take down the mortar and then move into the base, I can easily get the Clan Castle out and then get them to where I can take them down my queen, and then set up a pathing right through this multi-inferno tower, right through the eagle, and have a really good shot of getting the 3-star. So that's what I was going to do using the king and probably the siege barracks on the right side where the town hall is at. Let's go ahead and play it here, and let's see how this attack unfolds. 2 loons coming out in order to take down the mortar, and I believe once that mortar goes down, there's that hog in order to easily jump over the wall and pulls out the enemy CC. Very easy to do. If you can see an area where you can easily get the CC out like that, you can see I have 2 freezes in this composition instead of the jumps, and I don't have the wall breakers. So you'll see in some of the other replays as well, I'll bring wall breakers to actually charge into an area, and we'll go over that on how to do that in a little bit here. We have the king on the right side in the siege barracks, like I said, and then the queen is engaging the hound right now, poison on top of them for the lava pups and stuff like that. But you can see the path already being formed here. King's on the right side, queen's on the left side, so that means the hybrid's going to push through the middle of the base, do that multi, like I said, where the eagle is. We got 2 X-bows. It's going to make a really good chance of getting that 3-star because we're going to be keeping the miners and the hogs together and pushing them through the base. You got your heals down, you got your rages coming in, all that you need in order to protect the hogs and the miners in order to get that 3-star. So hogs and miners are pushing in. We got the first heal coming down as they engage the multi, and they're getting closer and closer to that eagle. The siege barracks, so the P.E.K.K.A.s and the wizards that came out did a great job on that right side. So that way, look at that, the P.E.K.K.A.s, the hogs, everything is staying in the middle. If you notice, they're starting to split up a little bit. You can see that ward ability came down. That ward ability was mainly for protecting the hogs and the miners from the damage, but if you notice they're starting to split up a little bit, maybe that's the best time to use the warden ability. So that way, you know, you get the most value out of your warden ability instead of waiting for them to split and then trying to save it for the right moment and stuff like that. It's better to use the warden when they're about to split from each other, so that way they provide a little bit more value before, you know, your hogs go down or maybe the miners go down and stuff like that. But the queen charge hybrid attack is a very simple strategy. It's a very simple strategy. It's just very difficult to execute. You just got to have the queen charge part down, make sure you get the CC out, and make sure to set up the pathing with either the king or the siege barracks. I'm going to go over using the blimp bomb in a different video, but if you can find a way to always use the siege barracks and charge into the area that you need to take down, it's 10 times stronger with the siege barracks than it is with the blimp bomb because you have that extra P.E.K.K.A. and all those wizards coming out, and then of course the delayed hog riders to come and assist your, you know, hybrid portion is a lot better than just the blimp bomb itself. But the blimp bomb is still a very valid option for people who don't, you know, have a Town Hall 13 in their clan. I'll go over how to use the blimp bomb in a separate video, but for this one, this is just queen charging along with the siege barracks and the hog riders and stuff in the clan castle. But there you go, guys, another easy 3-star using the queen charge hybrid attack. All right, last replay I'm going to go over here. We have a very popular Town Hall 11 base. The base isn't maxed out, but the guy seemed to work a lot on his walls instead of his defenses. So it's still a tough base because the base, you know, design is very popular and some people have a hard time with it. You can see I accidentally dropped a healer there instead of my baby dragon. We have a loon coming down to look for some black air mines and to tank for the healer, so that way the warden doesn't focus on the healer coming across the base like that. But the baby dragon's on the right side. We had a wizard on the left side of the queen taking down a couple of structures, and now we're going to push her into the base using our wall breakers instead of a jump spell. You don't want to waste a jump spell on this one. Just bring a nice rage. There you go. Wall breakers are going to break in. And the point of the wall breakers is to get the queen in there, and if she gets the eagle, she gets the eagle. Sometimes she gets it, sometimes she doesn't, but the main point, there it is to get the enemy CC. Now, sometimes the wall breakers don't make it that far. That's fine. You're going to see here, once the queen takes down that E-Jag and the loon, she's going to get stuck on one of those walls right there, and she's going to break through it, and she's going to walk towards that cannon that's right next to the mortar and the archer tower, and she always pulls the CC that way. It always happens, guaranteed. Every time I do this base, every time I use this strategy on this base, it literally happens this way every single time. So if you ever see this base, make sure to use queen charge hybrid. You can use queen charge hogs as well. Queen charge hogs is also a good strategy for this base, but the hybrid attack is my favorite at Town Hall 11 and 12 and 13. So if I can find a way to use it, I'll use it at those levels. You can see there she's now engaging the eagle. She took down that cannon. Here comes the miners on that archer tower along with the warden. And here come the hog riders as well. So the hybrid's going to make its way through. We have, again, the siege barracks, P.E.K.K.A.s, wizards. Look at all that value they're getting by chopping down the right side, so that way they go straight to that inferno tower and take it down. Now, a lot of them are bouncing out to the right side now because hogs are now targeting Expos. We got miners targeting the enemy queen. And there goes that rage in order to boost them through that. We got the freezes on the backside to freeze up those double Expos. And then we have the rage spell to get through that little Tesla farm. And this is how the base goes down 100% of the time, guys. Every time I see this base, I immediately go to queen charge hybrid and I hit it the exact same way. I come from that 9 o'clock corner, I funnel my queen to make sure she doesn't go around. I'm gonna show you guys in a replay after this is done that I actually messed up and she actually went around the base and the hybrid still worked. And it actually ended up working out very lucky for me, but it still worked out. So the queen charge hybrid is a no-brainer for this base. If you ever see that base, it's super popular at Town Hall 11. If you ever see that base, use queen charge hybrid to take it down. But that's all I have for the video, guys. I'm going to have a few more replays play so you can see it working on different types of bases And if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Again, if you cannot get a Siege Barracks, I'm going to have a separate video for the Battle Blimp, because the Blimp is also another good option for the Queen Charge Hybrid. You can also use a Wall Wrecker and a Stone Slimmer as well, but the Blimp is probably one of the best options. And then the Wall Wrecker will probably be the second one. In that video, I'll probably go over both, because you can use the Wall Wrecker to Queen Charge effectively. I use it all the time with Queen Charge Hogs, and I'm sure it would be similar with Queen Charge Hybrid. But that's all I have for the video, guys. If you have any questions about the strategy or anything in general about Clash of Clans, let me know down in the comment section and I will get to it. But that's all I have for the video, guys. If it helped, definitely appreciate a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.